The 20 oldest fast food chains in America. Fast food wasn't always about racing through a drive-thru or chasing quick deals. Long before that, some legendary spots were already flipping burgers and pouring shakes for hungry crowds, creating memories that last a lifetime. These 20 classic chains helped invent the way America eats on the move, and many are still serving up those cherished flavors today. Ready for a bite of history? Let's take a look at the originals, like revisiting old friends. It's famous, 1916. Let's start our journey back in time to a place many of you might remember, the birthplace of modern American fast food, the sunny, salty air, Coney Island, New York. Back in 1960, a Polish immigrant named Nathan Enwerter opened a dive right there. Now, German-style hot dogs were already pretty popular in New York, thanks to German immigrants bringing their Frankfurter recipes to the States. And Charles Felpen, another German immigrant, is doing quite well with his own hot dog stand on Coney Island. Nathan Handwerker actually used to work at Felpen, but eventually he tried to set up his own competing hot dog stand right next door on Coney Island. He called it Nathan's Frangus. To go hand-to-head with his old boss, Nathan sold his hot dogs for just 5 cents, which was half the price of Feltman's. The thing was, that low price made some folks wonder about the quality. To build trust and prove his 100% beef hot dogs were top-notch, Nathan got really creative with his marketing. He held the hot dog eating contest of the 4th of July, right there with his very first year. Plus, Eve hired actors vested in nice clothes to stand in front of the stand and eat hot dogs. That strategy worked like a charm, convincing passers-by that Nathan's famous must be famous for a good reason. His wife's secret spice recipe played a big part in building a reputation, too. In the 1950s, Nathan's famous became chain. And that hot dog eating cancer's original fan. It's still yearly tradition on the 4th of July. Nathan's famous isn't just where a brand started. It's really where industry began, showing everyone that a little innovation, smart marketing, and a really tasty product could create a legend that lasts for over a century. A&W, 1919. Continuing our trip, let's move on to a name that's even older than sliced bread. Back in 1919, for anyone who used the term fast food, Roy W. Allen set up a root beer stand in Lodi, California. That day was special. Welcome home celebration for World War I veterans, the perfect occasion for a refreshing drink. That event marked the brink of something that would later become fast food empire. In 1922, Allen teamed up Frank Wright, combined their initials in the company, A&W. A&W quickly became famous for those frosty, ice-cold mugs of root beer. What's really interesting is that A&W was one of the very first companies to use the franchise model. They started franchising back in 1926, paving the way for a system that proved successful and expanded internationally. By the 1970s, can you believe it? A&W actually had more locations than McDonald's. A&W was the pioneered very first drive-in service in California back in 1923. Their root beer is still the most fanned for, and many folks consider it the best root beer out there. A&W root beer still uses that original secret blend of herbs, bark, spices, and berries. And those iconic frosty mugs? They weren't just for serving drinks, they were some of the restaurant's first merchandise, and they still beloved symbol of the brand. A&W's success wasn't just about the root beer though. They built their menu around classic Americans' favorites, that burgers, hot dogs, and fries. Introducing the Papa Burger line in the 1960s, created a memorable brand that really appealed to families. A&W has shown capabilities, not just during the Great Depression and in COVID, but thriving. They're always looking for ways to innovate and praising technology like self-serve kiosks and centralized POS systems to make the customer experience even better. A&W has managed to keep its core identity while adapting to markets around the world, tweaking the menu for local tastes, like serving fried chicken with rice in Indonesia. Being willing to adjust while still keeping the focused menu and brand identity has helped A&W stay relevant for generations. White Castle, Mantin 21. Now let's make our way east to Wichita, Kansas, the unlikely hometown of a burger revolution. Back in 1921, this is where White Castle was born, thanks to the vision of Billy Ingram and Walter Anderson. While burgers were new, Anderson, a cook with a knack for innovation, dreamed of making them faster, better, and more consistent. Teen Ohinger, a short businessman, they opened the first White Castle and introduced the world to the slider, that iconic little square hamburger we all know today. White Castle wasn't just about the food, it was about changing perceptions. After the horrors revealed in Alvin Sinclair's The Jungle, Americans were wary ground beef. The founders tackled this head-on, building sparkling white restaurant with stainless steel and porcelain exteriors that radiated cleanliness and trust. The kitchens were open to view, so anyone could watch their burgers being made, and every worker wore crisp white uniforms, driving the message home. But innovation didn't stop at the decor. White Castle streamlined burger production by pioneering the assembly line kitchen, shaping the entire future of fast food. Their square patties, with 5 holes for quicker cooking, meant hot, tasty sliders were ready in moments. Selling them for just a nickel made White Castle a go-to spot for working families. Unlike many competitors, White Castle refused to franchise at first, keeping tight control over every detail, a move that helped them ride out tough times and set the gold standard for consistency. Today, White Castle remains a family-run company, beloved across the Midwest and beyond. QP Hamburgers, 1923. From the heartland of America, we head to Flint, Michigan, where another early hamburger chain got its start. Founded in 1923, QP Hamburgers holds the title of the second oldest hamburger company in the United States. QP got its name from the popular QP doll, and right from the beginning, QP made significant contributions to the fast food industry. They were among the very first to offer curbside fars. Think of curbside farbest as an early version of the modern drive-thru, where staff would bring your food right out to your car. While today there are only a handful of QP locations left, mainly centered around Ohio, the chain's influence on fast food's evolution is undeniable. They helped popularize the idea of serving customers right in their vehicles, a convenience that would later become a cornerstone of the industry. White Tower, 1926. Just a few years after White Castle, a similarly named chain popped up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. White Tower was founded in 1926 by John and Thomas Sachs. This chain pretty clearly copied the White Castle mile. Right, the white building tasted the Ortec Low Fortress. At its peak in the 1950s, White Tower in over 230 locations across the country. They offered full hamburgers and coffee, just like White Castle's strategy. White Tower's existence and growth show just how strong an influence the White Castle model had in the early days of fast food. While White Tower isn't around today, it's a prime example of the competition and copycatting that happened in the industry's early years as businesses tried to replicate winning formulas. What memories do these classic fast food chains bring back for you? Maybe a first job, a family road trip, or just hanging out with friends. Share your thoughts and tell us which one was your favorite in the comments below. KFC, 1930. Now let's rewind to the tough days of the 1930s, a time when the Great Depression left most Americans scrambling to get by. In the small town of Corbin, Kentucky, a man named Harlan Sanders was your trying to make a living. Sanders had worked all sorts of jobs before landing a shell KFC, boy, except the unusual. He set up a tiny dining area in the back and started cooking for travelers passing through. Folks soon discovered his Southern-style meals, but what really put him on the map was his incredible fried chicken, flavored with a secret blend of 11 herbs and spices. Sanders wasn't content to just serve good chicken. He wanted it to be great and fast. So he tinkered with pressure cookers, inventing a new way to fry chicken quickly without losing that home-cooked flavor. By the mid-1930s, his chicken was so beloved that it was dubbed Colonel Sanders, being hewn lead into, dressing in white suit in black string tie. When Lou Highway threatened that business, Sandra hit the road himself, sold this recipe to Ratrom over America. By the 1950s, Kentucky Fried Chicken became a true fast food legend, with Sanders's face and finger-looking good catchphrase recognized around the world. Today, KFC serves millions in more than 100 countries. But all start with one man's drive, a secret recipe, and a dream on a dusty Kentucky rosé. Dee's Dry-In, 1932. Alongside Crystal in 1932, other drive-in chain merged in Salt Lake City, Utah. D. Frederick Anderson opened the first Dee's restaurant in 1932. Inspired by drive-in restaurants in California, he launched Dee's Drive-In in 1954. D Drive-In was known for its carbs and even had a claw mascot. At peak, Dee's had 53 locations and became a cultural landmark in Utah. Eventually, the chain was sold to Hardee's. While Dee's Drive-In no longer exists in eternity, it was an important part of the history of driving service and the evolution of restaurants focused on the in-car customer experience. Krister, 1932. In the same year, 1932, another chain popped up in Chattanooga, Tennessee, right in the middle of the Great Depression. Krister was founded by Rhodey Davenport Jr. and J. Glenn Cyril. Like White Castle, Krister was to offer those small square hamburgers, flatters. This chain put a big emphasis on cleanliness and affordability. Because of this, Krister quickly became a Southern favorite. Krister is an example how a successful business model, like White Castle's, replicate in other parts of the country, mean the customer demand for a quick, clean, and economical meal. Krister is still operating today, continuing to serve the delicious sliders to Kristlers across the South. Dairy Queen, 1940. Moving into the 1940s, we come to a chain famous for its sweet treats. On June 22, 1940, Sherb Noble opened the very first Dairy Queen store in Joliet, Illinois. This spot had a special location, right along the legendary Route 66. Dairy Queen brought soft-serve ice cream to the masses. The soft-serve formula itself was developed in 1938 by John Fremont and Bradley McCullough. DQ quickly became the go-to place for dessert. Within its first decade, Dairy Queen expanded through franchising. The iconic DQ cone curl became as legendary as the soft, smooth texture of the ice cream itself. Over time, DQ's menu grew to include hot food items too, but those soft-serve desserts remained the chain's hallmark. The Blizzard, in particular, launched in 1985, became a sensation, selling 75 million in its first year alone. Dairy Queen was one of the first restaurant chains to be franchised. What's unique is that the first location wasn't in a big city like most other chains, but in Joliet, Illinois. Dairy Queen adapted by adding drive-thrus in the 1980s. DQ's story shows the lasting appeal of a unique product and the ability to expand from a single spot to a popular chain, even when you don't start in a major urban center. McDonald's, 1940. Let's talk other name just have recognize McDonald's. But you knew the Golden Arches story actually began way before Ray Kroc can the scene. The real origins go pop to 1940 when Polish Richard and Maurice Dunn opened a little place called McDonald's Barbecue in San Bernardino, California. At first, it was your typical drive-in, big menu, car hops on roller skates, and lots of noise. The Dunn brothers weren't satisfied with typical. In 1948, they shut the doors for a complete overhaul, stripping the menu down to just burgers, fries, and shakes. Introduced a radical, speedy service system, a kind of assembly line for food. serving up meals fast and cheap. Burgers were only 15 cents. This streamlined approach was so efficient that it caught the eye of Ray Kroc, a milkshake machine salesman who saw huge potential. Kroc jumped in, opened his own McDonald's Illinois in 1955, and eventually bought out to Brothers. His vision was huge. He wanted thousands of restaurants, and soon, those iconic golden arches popped up around the world. Today, McDonald's is everywhere, serving billions and always reinventing itself with menu innovations and new technology. Beyond the food, McDonald's has made a real mark through charities and community work, becoming not just a fast food giant, but a global cultural symbol. Thank you for watching. To continue with more content, comment yes to let us know you're still following. Carl's Jr., 1941. Back to California, we visit Carl's Jr., a chain that grew from a hot dog cart. In 1941, Carl Karcher started his business with a hot dog cart in Los Angeles. He later expanded to a full-service restaurant known as Carl's Jr. in 1956. Carl's Jr. quickly became popular throughout the West Coast for its signature charbroiled burgers. This charbroiling technique created a unique flavor that set Carl's Jr. apart from its competitors. Today, Carl's Jr. operates under the umbrella of CKE Restaurants, which also owns the Hardee's chain. While it doesn't have the global scale at McDonald's or KFC, Carl's Jr. has built a loyal customer base and maintained its position at the mart, particularly on the West Coast. Chick-fil-A, 1946. From the West Coast, let's fly southeast to Hatfield, Georgia. There, in 1946, what started as the Dorth Grill eventually grew into Chick-fil-A. Founded by Trude Cathy, the Dorth Grill was a small restaurant initially. Trude Cathy started selling fried chicken to the Dorth Grill in 1946. He initially sold burgers at Arthur Classic Diner Field. However, his restaurant eventually became especially known for its chicken sandwiches. Truett. Cathy is credited with inventing the boneless chicken sandwich. He worked tirelessly to improve this creation for 20 years, perfecting based on customer feedback. In 1967, Cathy opened the first official restaurant named Chick-fil-A in Mo-Atlati. His chicken sandwiches, already a local favorite, became even more widely known. Chick-fil-A has built a dedicated following thanks to its signature chicken sandwiches and outstanding customer service. While the chain's very selective about opening new franchise locations, Chick-fil-A is gradually expanded even more, with locations in 48 states, Washington, D.C., and Port Wheaton, and has even grown to national locations in Canada. Today, Chick-fil-A is ranked as the third largest restaurant chain in the United States, with over 3,200 locations. Chick-fil-A's success is attributed to its focus on a high-quality core product, exceptional customer service. Dutch's. In Connecticut, locals know that when it comes to breakfast any time of day, Dutch's is the place to go. This beloved homegrown chain has just 14 locations. It holds a biz by the hearts and stomachs. Nutmeg stavers. Dutch's is best known for its all-day dead, especially with warm side-fine breakfast sandwiches. Whether it's eggs, bacon, sausage, or melty cheese on a fresh roll or English muffin, they've got it just the way you like it. It's fast food done with care, made fresh to order, and served with that classic New England charm. Chipotle. Il died in Denver, Colorado back in 1993. A real shop called Chipotle. Fast forward to today, and it's a nationwide favorite with over 2,600 locations. But even with its growth, Chipotle keeps things simple and fresh. The burritos and bowls are hands down the top pecks, low with their choice of meats, rice, beans, and those crave-away toppings like guac and chipotle high vinaigrette. There's even a secret made to the adventurous, with items like the quesarito, the burrito wrapped in cheesy quesadilla. Every bite is packed with flair, smoky, citrusy, and with the ring of heat. Whether you go for a classic quarter chicken, a Chop bowl, or load up on sides like plantains and rice with beans, you're in for a flavorful island escape. What's your all-time favorite fast food spot in your state? Drop your pick in the comments. Portillo's. In Illinois, especially Rancho Cordova, Portillo's is a fast food legend. Sure, folks flock there for the classic Chicago-style hot dogs piled high with mustard, relish, onions, tomatoes, pickles, and sport peppers. All on poppy seed bun. There's one sweet surprise that truly steals the show. The Cake Shake. This over-the-top dessert blends thick milkshake with an entire slice of rich, moist chocolate cake. Yet, natural slice of cake goes into the wonder. Dessert. A creamy, indulgent shake with bits of frosting and cake in every sip. It's messy, magical, and totally worth the calories. Boise Fried Company. In Idaho, the land of potatoes, it's no surprise that the fries take center stage. At Boise Fry Company, fries aren't just a side dish, they're the main event. This creed flips the usual formula, serving up a variety of fries with your burger on the side. Customers can choose from 6 different potato types, including russet, purple, ave, and yam, sliced into 5 neat cuts like curly, shoestring, or po' ball. Top it off with 9 inventive sauces, including a famous Boober ketchup, and you got a fry lover's paradise that turns a simple snide into hard form. Capriotti's. In Delaware, Capriotti's is more than a sandwich shop. It's a hometown treasure. While they're known for their savory cheese steaks and freshly roasted turkey subs, it's the Bobby that steals the show. The fan-feed sandwich tastes like Thanksgiving dinner in every bite. It's stacked with tender turkey, cranberry sauce, stuffing, and just the right touch of mayo, all piled into a fresh sub-roll. Comforting, hearty, and a little nostalgic, the Bobby is the kind of sandwich that keeps people coming back year-round. Not just in the flavor, but for that warm, familiar feeling every bite. Chick-fil-A. Born in Atlanta back in 1967, Chick-fil-A has grown to one of America's most beloved fast food chains that styles a special place in just that. While the chicken sandwich gets a lot of the spotlight, the real fan obsession, those iconic waffle fries. Golden, crispy, and perfectly salted, they're cut thick enough to soak up sauces and soft enough inside to melt in your mouth. Pillow Tropical. In sunny Florida, Pillow Tropical brings the bold, vibrant taste of the Caribbean straight to your plate. This fast casual flavor is known for its juicy, flame-grilled chicken has been marinated for hours in a zesty blend of tropical spices. KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, or KFC's the world nut, started right in the heart of Kentucky. What begins a small roadside restaurant in Corbin quickly became a global icon, all thanks to Colonel Harlan Sanders and his legendary original recipe. Made with a secret blend of 11 herbs and spices, the chicken is hand-braided and pressure-fried until golden, crispy, and bursting with flavor. Today, KFC is the second largest fast food chain in the world. It still is a special place in today's history. Thank you for watching. To continue with more content, comment 1 to let us know you're still following. Dunkin'. In Massachusetts, Dunkin's with Cluffisher. It's wave life. Born in Quincy back in 1950, Dunkin' quickly became the go-to spot for locals needing a quick caffeine fix or a bite on the run. Their sustaining cup of their famous coffee, a classic glazed donut, or bacon, egg, and cheese toasted bagel. It's fast, affordable, and dependable. You'll find a Dunkin' on nearly every corner in the Bay State. In the Wizard. It's part of the morning routine. Around here, you don't ask us only wants coffee. You ask, what Dunkin'? Lee's Coney Island. In Michigan, Lee's Coney Island is more than just a diner. It's a community staple. with locations all over the state, Liège has earned its reputation for generous portions, quick serves, and a menu that brings together classic American breakfasts and flavorful Greek favorites. While the all-day breakfast is a hit, the real stars are the gyros, packed with tender seasoned meat, crisp veggies, and creamy tzatziki, all wrapped in warm pita bread. Paired with a fresh grease salad, and you got a meal that feels both comforting and vibrant. At Liège, there's always something for everyone. Morning, noon, or night. Dairy Queen's Blizzard Treat. Minnesota proudly calls Dairy Queen's with the iconic chain headquartered right in Minneapolis. While DQ offers burgers, fries, and chicken baskets, the real showstopper, and what keeps splits going back, is the Blizzard. This thick, creamy, soft-served treat is blended with her treat of candies, cookies, or theories, and flipped upside down before it's handed to you, just to prove how thick it really is. With over 20 flavors, from Oreo and Reese's to seeing theirs like pumpkin pie, there's something for every sweet tooth. Zaxby's. In Mississippi and across the sky, Zaxby has become household down for one irresistible reign. The 10-finger plate. This centered table features crispy, golden chicken fingers served hot and juicy, alongside crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, coleslaw, and their famous Zax sauce. That sauce alone, a tangy, creamy blend with a little kick, has its own fan base. Whether you're grabbing a quick lunch or feeding the whole family, Zaxby's delivers comfort food with bold flavor and southern hospitality. It's fast food, yes, but with that homemade feel that makes it a Mississippi favorite. Lion's Choice. In Missouri, especially around St. Louis, Lion's Choice is a local treasure that's all about doing roast beef right. That fast food chain doesn't cut corners. Their signature roast beef sandwiches are made from real top-round beef, slow roasted and sliced thin, then served medium rare for maximum tenderness and flavor. Each sandwich is piled high on a warm bun, letting the beef shine without drowning it in sauce. It's simple, savory, and refreshingly honest. Add in their seasoned fries and creamy frozen custard, and you got a meal that's been weighing over St. Louis hearts for generations. The Pickle Barrel. In Montana, when hunger strikes, locals head to the Pickle Barrel, a legendary sandwich shop that's all about size and flavor. This no-fill spot is famous for its massive subs, especially the mouth-watering cheesesteaks. Made with fresh, quality ingredients and grilled to perfection, these subs are piled high with juicy steak, melted cheese, and whatever choppies you choose. It's a hearty, satisfying meal that'll keep you full for hours. Whether you're in Bozeman or Billings, grabbing a Pickle Barrel sub is practically a rite of passage. Made portions, bold flavor. That's Montana sandwiches. Freddy's Frozen Custard. In Kansas, Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers is a fast food favorite that blends flavorful a touch of nostalgia. Fanging which ale, Freddy's rubs up thin, crispy deep bears that are seared reflection, juicy on the inside and full of beefy goodness. But what really completes the experience is their rich, creamy frozen custard, churned fresh daily and available in sundaes, concretes, or shakes. Step in fine and agree by retro diner vibes and friendly smiles and make you feel right home. It's a leafy slice Americana, served with a scoop of sweetness and a sigh of salt and charm. Raising Cane's. While Louisiana is famously home to Popeyes, another local legend is Tang's Ballet. Raising Cane's, found in Baton Rouge, is fast-grown chain as one odds with one simple focus. Chain fingers, new burgers, new wraps, no strikings, used perfectly crispy, golden containers made fresh to order. The menu is refreshingly minimalist, everything on high quality. Add their buttery Texas toast, crinkle-cut fries, and that addictive cane sauce, and they get a meal that hits the spot every time. The High Roller Lobster Company. In Maine, seafood is king, and the High Roller Lobster Company is one of the crown jewels. Local portering, this vibrant eerie has taken the classic lobster raw and given the fun flavor twist. Sure, they serve up the buttery rolls and even lobster-topped burgers, but the showstopper here is the lobster cheese crisp taco. That's exactly what it sounds like. Fresh Maine lobster tucked into a crispy shell made entirely of melted golden cheese. It's rich, indulgent, and totally unforgettable. Boardwalk fries. In Maryland, nothing says summer quite like a paper cup full of hot, crispy fries from Boardwalk Fries. Inspired by the classic beachside boardwalks, this local favorite specializes in one thing and does incredibly well: golden, twice-cooked French fries. Each batch is fried fresh, first to cook the inside, then again to achieve a perfect crispy stir. Lightly salted and piping hot, they're simple, satisfying, and totally craved-worthy. Whether you're grabbing a snack by the shore or just reminiscing about ocean breezes, Boardwalk Fries delivers a taste of Maryland's coastline in every bite. Windsor. In Nebraska, one fast food favorite truly stands to pour. Windsor. That homegrown traves through the unique local delicacy share with name, the Werther, is warm beet bread pie, stuffed with a savory mix of ground beef, cabbage, and onions. The recipe traces back to German-Russian immigrants who settled in the Midwest, bringing their hearty comfort food with them. It's not just delicious, it's part of Nebraska's cultural heritage. With its soft golden crust and rich, flavorful filling, the Runza is a perfect blend of old-world tradition and Midwestern pride, all wrapped up in one satisfying bite. Porter subs. In Nevada, when locals want a sub that's fresh and made just the way they like, they head to Porter Subs. This regional favorite sets itself apart by slicing all meats and cheeses to order, right and frothing. It's a simple touch. It makes a big difference in taste and texture. Whether you're craving a quite 5-inch snot or a massive 2-foot party sub, Porter Subs has you covered. With plenty of topping options and fresh baked bread, every sandwich here is personal and satisfying. It's like Subway, with a serious upgrade in freshness and flavor. Mr. Max. In New Hampshire, Mr. Max is a mac and cheese lover's dream come true. Has Corty's spot his everyone's favorite cover board and turns into flavorful adventure. With 21 unique varieties on the menu, there's a mac and cheese for every craving. Want something spicy? Try the Taco Mac with seasoned beef, jalapenos, and a zesty taco sauce. If you're in the mood for something familiar yet fun, the Pizza Mac with pepperoni, marinara, and mozzarella will hit the spot. From classic to wild, Mr. Max delivers rich, creamy mac and cheese in ways you've never imagined. It's cheesy, it's hearty, and it's unforgettable. Jersey Mike's. In New Jersey, Jersey Mike's is the go-to spot for a fresh, satisfying hoagie. Known for their quick service and high-quality ingredients, Jersey Mike's craft sandwiches never disappoint. Want the crowd favorites? The turkey and provolone hoagie. It's packed with tender turkey, creamy provolone, and served on freshly baked bread. All pretty polished for that classic deli taste. Way go with the regular or larger size. Each bite is a perfect blend of flavors, making it a go-to meal for anyone craving a quick, delicious sandwich. Fast, fresh, and always tasty. That's the Jersey Mike's way. Which a fast food chain it's a must-try your hometown but isn't on a list? Tell us about it. Zippy's. In Hawaii, Zippy's is more than a restaurant. It's a local institution. Since opening its doors in 1966, Zippy's has served up a comforting blend of classic diner fare and beloved Hawaiian favorites. One of the most iconic dishes on the menu? The chili moco, It's a flavorful twist on the traditional loco moco. A hearty plate of rice topped with a hamburger pie, a fried egg, and zippy sicachu chili poured over the top. Rich, savory, and totally satisfying. It's a taste of the islands in every bite. For locals, Zippy's feels like home. For visitors, it's a must-try. Steak and Shake. Indiana Steak and Shake is more than a play to grab a bite. It's a trip back in time. With its witro dire charm made-to-order meals, it's long been local favorite. While the hand-spun milksheets letting they rehome their home, wheels tendons fleet comote. This mouth-watering sandwich combines 2 steak burger patties with Swiss and American cheese, all pressed between buttery sourdough bread and topped with a tangy Frisco sauce. It's grilled golden perfection, authoring that crispy crunch with a rich, cheesy mouth. Made right. My way, no fat food favors more archaic than Made Right. Since opening in 1926, this Midwestern gym has built its reputation on a humble but unforgettable creation, the loose meat sandwich. Imagine the sloppy Joe, wet sauce, just perfectly seasoned ground beef, cooked until tender, and served loose on soft bun. It's simple, yes, but packed to a savory flair, thanks to a top-secret blend of spices that locals swear by. No ketchup need. Odd mustard, pickles, or onions, and you've got a messy, mouth-watering classic that's as Iowa as cornfields and Friday night football. Burgerville. In Oregon, Burgerville stands out as a beloved fast food chain committed to quality and sustainability. Known for their locally sourced ingredients, Burgerville serves up mouth-watering burgers made with fresh regional beef and topped with delicious sea-and fixings. Their shakes are another fan favorite, made with real creamy ice cream and available in a variety of flavors. What makes Burgerville even more impressive? It's 100% wind-powered, making an eco-friendly choice for those who care about the environment. With a focus on supporting local farms and reducing their carbon footprint, Burgerville offers a great meal and a fight of great hygiene. Wawa. In Pennsylvania, Wawa is so much more than just a convenience store. It's a beloved all-in-one hub for food, drinks, and even gas. Known for its fresh hoagies, Wawa allows you to customize your sandwich just the way you like it, with freshly sliced meats, cheeses, and veggies. With your craving breakfast sandwiches, hearty hoagie for lunch, or just a quick snack, Wawa has you covered. Their coffee's local fevered too, with variety, blends, and flavors to keep in guide all day. It's the perfect pit stop for Pennsylvania's on the go, offering everything you need in one convenient location.